Lena, a biologist and an army veteran, mysteriously survives a covert operation that claimed the lives of several of her colleagues. Upon her return, she's brought to a government facility and interrogated by a man wearing a hazmat suit, Lomax. The man questioning Lena wonders how she survived for 2 months when she only had food rations for 2 weeks. Lena says she doesn't remember eating at all during the mission. She tries to recall more details of the expedition, as Lomax continues to probe for more answers. Some years before the mission, a glowing asteroid entered the Earth's atmosphere and landed in a lighthouse on the southern coast of the US. As soon as it hit the ground, it started emitting a glowing smoke that expanded steadily. Before the covert mission, Lena had been working as a biology professor at the Johns Hopkins University. During a class, she teaches her students how a single cell continually splits and replicates itself until it forms every living thing on Earth. After the class, a male colleague named Daniel invites her to a party for the weekend. She turns him down with an excuse. Daniel reminds her that it has been a year since she lost her husband, Kane, and tells her that it wouldn't be wrong for her to enjoy some time with friends at home. Lena reminisces the pleasant times she spent with Kane while she prepares to paint the bedroom. Kane, a Green Beret, had been missing since he went away on a secret mission. As Lena starts to paint, a man enters the house and slowly makes his way up to the bedroom. As he reaches the door, Lena sees him and realizes that Kane has finally come home. She runs over to him and cries as she hugs him. Later on, Lena starts asking Kane about his last mission, but he says he's unsure where it was. Lena continues to press him for answers, but he keeps saying he doesn't know. When she asks how he got home, Kane just implied that he found himself outside their room. Before Lena could ask him any more questions, he tells her that he's starting to feel sick. Kane is loaded into an ambulance, but government agents intercept them on the way to the hospital. Lena struggles as the operatives drag her away, so they sedate her while others take Kane out of the ambulance. When Lena wakes up, she finds herself in a government facility known as Area X. A psychologist named Dr. Ventress enters her room and asks her what she knows about Kane's mission. Ventress, who works for an organization called the Southern Reach, informs her that Kane is also at the facility, but he's severely ill. Lena surmises that the illness might be caused by radiation or a virus and offers to help Dr. Ventress find out what's wrong with her husband. Ventress shows Lena the mysterious glowing zone they call the Shimmer, and explains that none of the people who have ventured into the area have returned. So far, the Shimmer has only affected sparsely populated swamplands, but the doctor fears that it will keep expanding until it swallows up whole cities and even states. Kane is the only one who managed to get out of the Shimmer, but he is slowly dying due to multiple organ failures. Ventress hints to Lena that she might not be allowed to go home because of what she knows about their covert operations. Lena tells the psychologist that she wants to stay with her husband. Under the cloak of night, a contingent of researchers introduce themselves to Lena. In mere days, they too, alongside Ventress, would venture into the enigmatic Shimmer. Prior expeditions saw only military personnel, but this foray marked a shift. The team comprised solely of 4 distinguished female scientists: Anya Thorenson, Cass Shepard, Josie Raddick, and Lena herself. With bated breath, Lena inquired about the fate of those who ventured before them. Anya, the Chicago paramedic, posited they likely met their demise at the hands of some unseen entity, or succumbed to madness and turned upon each other. Cass, the geomorphologist, countered, highlighting a single soldier's harrowing return from the zone. Lena swallowed the truth, keeping the man who emerged to her husband, Kane, a closely guarded secret. The following day, Lena sought out Ventress, expressing her unwavering desire to join the team. She confided in the doctor, opting to withhold Kane's experience, fearing it might cast a shadow over the mission. Soon after, the 5 women embarked on their expedition into the Shimmer, awakening within a makeshift camp. Their memories of entering the zone remained shrouded in mist. Based on their dwindling food supplies, they deduced they'd been inside for at least 3 days. Josie, the physicist, informed her companions of their severed communication channels, their equipment rendered useless within the Shimmer's confines. Thankfully, their cameras and other devices functioned normally. A glance at the compass revealed its malfunction, rendering it unreliable. Guided by the sun and their watches, they resolved to head south. aiming for the coastline. Their path led them to a peculiar hut adorned with an assortment of seemingly disparate flowers. Upon closer inspection, Lena discerned they all sprouted from the same branch. Concluding they belonged to a single, constantly mutating plant, suddenly, Radic found herself seized by an unseen force, dragged towards the murky depths. With frantic haste, they hauled her back to safety, scanning their surroundings for the unseen assailant. From the water emerged a monstrous alligator, its form twisted by mutation, lumbering towards them. As the creature lunged at Thorensen, Lena unleashed a hail of bullets, halting its advance. Inspecting its lifeless form, Lena noted its mutated teeth, a chilling echo of the other deformed creatures they'd encountered. Later, during her interrogation, Lomax questioned Lena about these anomalies, suggesting they might be mere hallucinations. Yet, Lena remained adamant, asserting they were shared visions experienced by all members of the expedition. Equipped with boats unearthed near the hut, the team navigated their escape from the swamp. As Lena and Shepard rode side by side, a conversation unfolded. Lena revealed her 7-year military service, where she met Kane. However, when Shepard pressed for details, Lena fabricated a narrative of his death in combat. Shepard surmised that each of them harbored secrets, burdens that propelled them towards the expedition. Anya grappled with addiction, while Josie's scarred forearms hinted at a past attempt on her own life. Ventress, shrouded in an air of mystery, seemed devoid of close ties. Shepard finally confessed the loss of her daughter to leukemia, an event that irrevocably altered her course. Their journey led them to Fort Amaya, once the bustling headquarters of the Southern Reach, now swallowed by the Shimmer. Grotesque mutations marred the walls, appearing malignantly altered. Stepping within, they discovered the previous expedition had established their base here. As the team delves deeper into the investigation, they come across a memory card and slip it into Radic's trusty camera. The video depicts a gruesome scene. Kane savagely cuts open his teammate's stomach, revealing a writhing, worm-like creature nestled within. Thorensen concludes that the previous expedition succumbed to madness, turning on each other in a bloody rampage. But Radic harbors suspicions, convinced a monstrous entity lurked inside the man's gut. Elsewhere, a horrifying sight greets them, a corpse fused with a thriving colony of grotesque fungi. Radic expresses her fervent desire to abandon the base, but Ventress counters, citing the encroaching darkness as their reason to stay put. That night, memories torment Lena. Images of her husband's abrupt departure for clandestine operations surface, shattering their plans for a blissful getaway in the countryside. Haunted by insomnia, she examines the earlier cell samples, witnessing their alarmingly rapid division. Drawn by a sense of duty, she ventures to the outpost, relieving Ventress from her watch duties. After strategizing for the next day, Lena inquires about her husband's motives for volunteering. Ventress offers a chilling explanation, suggesting his self-destructive tendencies, a primal urge ingrained in human DNA, drove him to this mission. Suddenly, a deafening crash shatters the night's silence. Awakened by the commotion, Shepard joins them in their search for the source. As they cautiously traverse the fort, a monstrous beast silently stalks Shepard, snatching him in its powerful clutches. With Shepard gone, Radic and Thorensen vehemently advocate for a retreat back to the facility. Ventress, however, remains resolute, determined to push on to the lighthouse. Unraveling the secrets behind the enigmatic Shimmer, Lena hesitates, hinting at her desire to return. Yet, she proposes an alternative escape route, following the coastline until they reach the perimeter wall. She reasons that while it took 6 grueling days to reach the fort, the coast lies a mere 2 days away. In the interrogation room, suspicion clouds Lomax's gaze. He accuses Lena of manipulating her teammates, driven by her own agenda of reaching the lighthouse. He asserts that she lacks certainty about the dangers ahead, yet forged ahead with reckless abandon. Lena counters, placing the blame squarely on Ventress's shoulders. Lomax, however, reveals Ventress's terminal illness, a secret she carried heavy within her, with no intention of returning. As they navigate the coastline, a lone shoe, a silent testament to Shepard's fate, catches their eye. Driven by a sliver of hope, they embark on a frantic search, venturing deep into the woods. Lena encounters the deer, their movements eerily synchronized. The deeper she ventures, the more horrifying the discoveries become. A mangled form, unmistakably Shepard, lies crumpled beneath a towering tree, as dusk paints the sky with hues of orange and purple. They seek refuge in an abandoned house. The surrounding yard yields another unsettling discovery. Grotesque plant life eerily resembling human figures. Driven by her relentless curiosity, Raddick proposes a radical theory. The shimmer doesn't merely block signals, but rather, it distorts them. She postulates that the shimmer's influence extends beyond light and radio waves, reaching into the very essence of DNA itself. Haunted by past transgressions, Lena relives her forbidden affair with Daniel during her husband's absence. Consumed by guilt and fear of exposure, she vows to sever all ties with Daniel, promising never to repeat their indiscretion. As the team succumbs to sleep, Thorensen stumbles upon the photograph of Cain, hoarded within Lena's locket. Consumed by rage and suspicion, he lunges at Lena, unleashing a brutal attack. Lena stirred awake, her wrists and ankles protesting the rough twine binding her to the chair. Panic surged through her as she saw Anya and Cass similarly restrained across the room. It was Thorensen, her face etched with suspicion, who had exposed Lena's lies. Doubts about the animal attack on Cass gnawed at Thorensen, leading her to a chilling theory. The previous expedition wasn't wiped out by a beast, but something far more sinister, perhaps some unseen force, or maybe the team themselves, succumbed to madness and turned on each other. Thorensen's own sanity seemed precarious. She swore she'd seen her own fingerprints move, a horrifying whisper of the encroaching madness. As she raised a knife, her eyes locked with Lena's, raw tension filling the air. Without warning, a blood-curdling scream shattered the silence. Cassie's voice, echoing from outside, filled the room with raw terror. The air vibrated with a guttural roar, the unmistakable sound of a bear. The mutated monstrosity lumbered into the house, its gaze fixated on the helpless women. As the bear drew closer, its voice mimicked Cassie's, adding another layer of nightmarish cruelty to its attack. Thorensen, wounded but defiant, fought back, only to be brutally mauled. Amidst the chaos, Anya managed to break free and unleashed a hail of bullets, finally bringing the monstrous bear down. But the reprieve was short-lived. Ventress, consumed by an urgent desire to reach the lighthouse before further catastrophe, vanished into the night. Alone with Anya, Lena discovered a horrifying truth. Mutations were already infiltrating her blood. Anya, witnessing the roots and leaves creeping through her own arm, recoiled in fear and withdrew, leaving Lena to face the creeping doom alone. Driven by a desperate hope, Lena stumbled towards the coast, finally reaching the lighthouse, shrouded in a forest of crystalline trees. Inside, a gruesome sight awaited her. A charred skeleton slumped before a camera. The recorded video revealed a chilling truth. Cain, consumed by doubt about his own identity, confessed to losing his grip on sanity. In a desperate act, he detonated a grenade, hoping to end it all. But before the end, he pleaded with an unseen figure to find Lena. As the flames consumed him, a figure approached from the shadows. The man's face, when revealed, mirrored Cain's with an uncanny precision. Suddenly, the room filled with disembodied voices emanating from a gaping hole in the ground. Ventress, her body ravaged by the mutation, warned Lena of the inevitable annihilation awaiting them all. In a horrifying display, Ventress's body dissolved into a burst of blinding light. The light coalesced into a shapeless entity, then, feeding on a cut on Lena's face, began to morph into a humanoid form. Fear turned to defiance as Lena opened fire, the bullets seemingly passing through the creature. The entity mirrored her every move, a mocking reflection of her own fear. The chase continued, a desperate struggle for survival within the confines of the lighthouse. Exhausted, Lena stumbled upon a discarded grenade. With a surge of resolve, she pulled the pin and offered it to the creature, now a perfect copy of herself. As the lighthouse erupted in flames, fueled by the grenade and the entity's strange ability, the shimmer began to shrink. Back at the facility, a skeptical Lomax questioned Lena about the entity's motives. She could only offer her own interpretation. It wasn't destruction it sought, but transformation, a grotesque reshaping of everything it touched. Later, news arrived from the lighthouse. Everything but ashes remained. But amidst the devastation, a miracle unfolded. Cain, somehow restored to his original form, lay recovering. Lena approached him, a single question heavy in her heart. "Are you Cain?" His answer was cryptic. "I don't think so." But as their eyes met, a strange glow emanated from both, hinting at a fate intertwined with the mysterious force they had encountered. In the final embrace, the line between human and something else blurred, leaving the true nature of their transformation and the future of the world shrouded in chilling ambiguity. The end. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe for more content. Let us know which movie you'd like us to recap next.